G'day everyone, this is RJ Barros, 5-star ambassador with the 90-day challenge. And one of the biggest things I always get asked is, well, I don't have anyone to talk to. What do I do next? I've called the 25 names on the Getting Started training. What do I do? Well, I'm going to share a little bit of a secret with you. And that is, I was only living in Canada 2 years before I started the Body by Vi challenge. And if you want to think of it that way, I literally been living here 2 years, and most people probably been living there 20, 30 in their local area or around the US and Canada. Now, I actually attempted other home-based businesses and I wasn't very successful at it. And one of the things I always kept telling myself was, is this helping me or hurting me? Me saying I have no one to call, is it helping my business or hurting my business? And when I started the Body by Vi challenge, I drew a line in the sand and I said, I'm not going to use that statement because it's not helping me, it's hurting me. Robert Kiyosaki actually shared in one of his books that your success in life is determined by the quality and size of your network. So let's figure out how to increase the quality and size of your network. Step 1, and though this is an old statement, it's very true. By the time you actually hit 18, you've met well over 2,000 people in your life. You're just not actually thinking about them. Now there's anything wrong with that, but what we have to do is we're in a business of relationships. So you want to connect to and figure out how to reach all these people that you've met over time. The biggest thing I could say to you is go to memoryjogger.bysalis.com and write a list of 100 people. Now, if I said to you, I was going to give you $1,000 for every name that you wrote down, as long as you wrote more than 100 per name, how many of you would write down more than 100? Probably a lot, right? So what you want to do is you write this name of 100, and then you're like, okay, now I have a building blocks. Maybe I know all their numbers, maybe I don't, but that's what Facebook and social media is for, to reconnect with these people. The next step after that is to create new relationships. Now this is where I really shined. You know, being an Australian, not knowing anyone, I was like, I don't have anyone to talk to. I gotta go meet some new people. So I would constantly put myself in situations or circumstances where I could make a new friend. Now that was the key. It wasn't, okay, I've got to pitch them my product, I've got to pitch them the business. It's how do I make a friend? How do I add them to Facebook? How do I get their contact information versus them giving me giving them my contact information? Because me having their information gives me the power. And when I went back to my list, I wrote the 100, I added it to 101, 102, 103, and I started to grow my network. And all I would do every single month is, after I talked to all 103, what do you think I'd do next? I wouldn't give up. I wouldn't stop. I'd go back to the top. And I'd start again. If our challenge is about networking and creating relationships, then I would start at the top and go to the bottom. And what I'd find is that it's timing. If someone's not ready right now, usually what it is they're just 1 or 2 exposures away of getting started. So I just went on tour. I went to Calgary, Edmonton, Montreal, Vancouver, and in every single event, I met someone that I'd spoken to originally and I hadn't followed up with. So number 1 key is when you go through the names, say, can I follow up with you in 30 days just to share my success, share my story? Would that be okay? And what do you think most people will say? Yes. So when they say yes, you're like, great. And you know, I'm really excited to do this. Maybe you could help me out. If you think of anyone, let me know. We're still going to be friends. We're still going to catch up. Just in this, if you think of anyone, let me know. And like, yeah, sure, cool. Actually, what are some 3 names I can write down now that I'll add to Facebook? Who do you know who wants to lose 20, 30 pounds? Who do you know who, hates their job? A lot of people or a little people? And who do you know who just loves free stuff? Would love to feel good and just get a healthy lifestyle. So that's what I do. I keep adding to my list, and I just go to the top, go to the top, go to the top, and you're actually building your network. See, the key is not to abuse the relationships. Don't get angry at them if they're not ready. That's their choice. But be a friend. The only way to have a friend is to be a friend. So be a friend. Get to know them. You know, if it's an old relationship, reconnect with them. Don't talk business right away. Reconnect with them. Build that relationship. But leverage those relationships. Meaning, who do they know who? So that's how I built my business with the challenge. I didn't know a lot of people, but every person I met, if it wasn't for them, I'd find out who they knew. And literally, I would either build my business through their networks and their referrals, or maybe someone who got started in my business, they had 25 days, I would help them get started properly, help get into their network, and that is how I built the business to where it is today. So go be successful with the challenge. Don't let, if it hurts you, let it go. Do things that help you, statements that help you, people that help you, and get bananas, and I'll see you soon. Bye, guys.